Welcome to DREAM DSP Designer, a software platform design tool for configuring, generating code, and controlling DREAM DSP 5000 series chips for sound processing. It runs on Windows XP and later. In this tutorial, we will demonstrate all the steps to running a simple chorus effect on a 5704 FX EK evaluation board. Upon launching the application, you will notice two distinct sections. The top, dim bar, allows selecting different functions and pages. The lighter, larger, lower section displays a page for editing. In the top section, there are 2 buttons and 3 tabs. To the right, there is a button marked question mark. Clicking this button opens the help window. From here, you can access the software's documentation. The left button, marked Project, allows you to create a new empty project, open a previous project, save, generate the code, and exit the software. Finally, clicking on a tab in the top section displays a page. DREAM DSP Designer has 3 main pages: the project settings page, the bus editor page, and the DSP editor page. The default view upon launching the software is the project settings page. In this page, there are 4 sections. General allows you to select the target chip, as well as the sampling rate. Here we will be using a 5704 with a sampling rate of 48 kHz. Next, the external memory section allows you to select the size of the external memory. Below that is the MIDI device section. Here, you select the MIDI input and output device to the target board. Finally, you can specify an output directory for the generated code. If you do not specify the folder, the files will be generated in the directory that contains the project file. The next page is the bus editor. Here, you will configure the routing of the buses. There are 2 sections in this page. The main section is the bus editor view, which displays the buses. The second is the panel tool. Here, you select what the left click of the mouse will add to the view. By selecting connector, dragging from one pin to another creates a connector. You can remove a connection by dragging it off or right-clicking and selecting delete. You can control the routing of external audio and internal buses by selecting the audio input, output, or internal bus button, then selecting the channel ID. Alternatively, when the connector button is selected, left button dragging creates a connector, and right-clicking on a pin allows you to place a pin. For our example, we receive and send audio in stereo. The final page is the DSP editor. There are 5 sections in this page: the DSP editor view, the panel tool, the process selector, the load meters, and the DSP tabs. The first step to configuring a DSP is to select a module in the process selector. Then simply drag and drop a process you wish to add from the list into the editor view. Processes named with an N suffix have a variable input or output size. For our example, we will add an input mixer, the chorus effect, and a peak level meter. You can select whether certain processes use external or internal RAM with the attached drop-down menu. The load meters on the bottom right increase when a process is added to the editor view. Connecting and setting the pins works exactly like in the bus editor. Now that our project is configured, let's generate the code. First, we save the project file. And finally, we generate. A log window appears showing relevant information such as the generated files and any possible error. For the project to work correctly, there should be no errors at all. Now that our code has been generated, let's move on to the compilation and running phases. S.A.S is a tool for editing, compiling, and running code for target DREAM chips. The first step is to set up a S.A.S project. In Project, select New. Type the project name, set the project's location, and click OK. Next, In Project, select Add Files. Go to the directory containing the generated files and select them all. To configure the MIDI input and output, select the USB descriptor .s file provided by a template project, or open DREAM USB descriptor tool and load the desired configuration in order to generate a new USB descriptor file. Add this file to the project in the same way you did for the DREAM DSP Designer generated files. Finally, go to Project, Settings, and in the General tab, select your target chip and target board. Now, in the Link tab, add the libfx 5000 library and the libusb library and click OK. The project is ready to run the code. Click on the Build Only button. Notice the log displaying relevant data. Now link the target board and run the code. Now that the program is running on our evaluation board, let's go back to DREAM DSP Designer to control our effects. The first step is to select the MIDI input and output device in the project settings page. Now move to the DSP editor page and double-click on the process. A control panel will open containing the process's parameters. Here you can modify in real time the values of the parameters and hear the results. For further information about a process, you can simply right-click on it and open the related documentation. Thank you for watching this tutorial. For any questions, please send an email to the address displayed on screen.